Welcome, everybody, to today's very special episode of the I Went Outside Today podcast. This is one of your three hosts, Chris.
I'm Cheryl.
Is it very special? I feel like it's pretty normal.
I call every episode very special.
I think, but it's not special. It's just normal.
I think it's special.
I don't know. I'm Sydney. I did the thing.
And she did do the thing. And in fact, she did the thing and it made her so excited. She demanded we record right away.
I didn't want to forget anything.
And we'll see how much she's forgotten. We'll see if
All
she
of
got
it.
brainwashed.
I forgot everything.
I assume because you had a good bathing experience.
It was a sound bathing, not a bathing.
That's right.
It was bathing for the soul.
Yeah, that's right. Sydney went sound bathing with Kelly Wolf. Here's a description of the event we sent to her. Kelly Wolf presents an evening of breathwork and sound bath to relax and rejuvenate the body, mind, and spirit. Join Kelly Wolf for an evening of breathwork and sound. As you breathe, Kelly will use a combination of gongs, crystal bowls, tuning forks. So take your body and soul on a journey of relaxation and renewal. Bring a bottle of water, yoga mat, pillows, and blanket. Duration 90 minutes.
Did you bring all those things with you?
I did. I almost didn't bring a blanket, but then at the last moment I brought a blanket. And I brought a bottle of water, and I brought my meditation pillow, and I brought my cork yoga mat, because I have 3 yoga mats, so I had to choose which one to bring.
Nicely done. You've been living your whole life prepared for this sound bath.
Pretty much, yeah. So when you sent me the event, I was like, you fools, sound baths are things that they do at spas. Yes, I will go to that, because like basically free spa for me. And that's like why I said yes. And then I went to it, and it was fucking wild. It was like the weirdest thing that I've ever done. And I was Googling it after, trying to figure out if I could do it again. She has no upcoming events. So I'm keeping an eye out for Kelly Wolf sound bathing events.
You liked it that much?
I did. So I went to the thing, and
it was in the Clarity
the
tea
Clarity
shop?
Psychic Tea House.
So was it in the main seating area of the place where everybody normally sits and drinks tea?
No, it was in the back. But when I got there, the door was locked and there was no one around. And I was panicking, and I texted you, and you didn't text me back because you don't like me. And I was just like, what am I going to do? I'm going to miss this event. They're going to be so mad at me. I don't know what to do. And then this lady opened the door and let me in. And she said, oh, we have parking in the back. So if you come to one of these events, you just go in the back. Like, sorry, I didn't know the parking back door protocol. I'm not one of the cool kids. So then I regretted leaving my home, and I didn't want to do it. But she let me in, and then it's like in the back of the tea house is where the event was, not in the seating area. So if you ever go to an event at Clarity, you have to go to the back door.
So far from your story, all
I wanted
picked
to
up
go
on
home.
Was that I didn't answer your message, and then you found out that I hate you.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
I've asked people not to tell you.
Rude. Well, I figured it out because I didn't know what to do. The door was locked, and then everyone there definitely, it seemed like they all knew each other except for me. And I was like, what if the other dragons are mean to me? Kind of mentality.
Wolves, because this is hosted by Kelly Wolf.
Right, but it's from Harry Potter.
No, I think Harry Potter was a little British boy.
No, when Hagrid sends his dragon away, he's not allowed to have a dragon. He goes, what if the other dragons are mean to him? What if he don't like Romania? What if the other dragons are mean to him?
Never saw it.
Whatever. You're the worst.
I saw Smaug the dragon in the Hobbit movie, and he seemed okay just hanging out by himself.
I never seen the Hobbit movies. I read the book.
Uncultured swine.
I read the book.
Well, he's in there too.
Yeah, he is in there. Sitting on the gold.
So you went to the person who sent you to the back door, was that Kelly Wolf herself?
No, it was the lady that owns a tea shop. But she let me in the front door. She let me come in the front door. And she just said, if you come to events here, just so you know, like, there's parking in the back, so everyone comes to the back. And I was like, I'm not cool. Like, I don't know the rules of the psychic tea house.
It sounds like you got special treatment.
Well, anyway, I got in. So, and I didn't knock or anything either. I was just standing on the street panicking. So I think she just checked, like on a whim, but I didn't make any noise.
You didn't bang on the doors or?
No.
And another question I'll ask every time you do one of these in-person events, were you on time?
Yes, I was on time.
So defensive.
Technically. Because I was on the street at 7:30. And if the door wasn't open, I would have been in the building at 7:30. That's very rude. That's a very rude question to ask. I'm a professional.
So you got in.
I'm a producer.
You accessed the room from the wrong door from everyone else.
Yeah.
Further,
From everyone else. Everyone else knew what to do. You didn't tell me.
I don't know. It wasn't on the directions. What I read at the top of the episode here, that was all the instructions we got.
Well, thanks for that.
So when you got into the room, what was like the demographics of the people? Like, were they mostly like middle-aged women or?
No, it was actually a mix, but
Okay.
like definitely like 30s, 40s, like maybe a couple 20s-ish.
All right.
Kind of a pretty good mix of men and women.
Nice.
Yeah. And maybe like 15 people-ish.
It's a
It was
good
busy.
size
It
group.
was like busier
Yeah.
than I thought it was going to be. And then I didn't like it because it was crowded and there was people and I wanted to go home.
But now you want to go back to one of these events?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So what happened? How did they start things off?
She started things off and she was like, hi, has anyone done breath work or is anyone new to breath work? And I raised my hand because I only know some pranayama breathing, but I don't like do the breath work. I just like do some breathing in yoga. And then she was like, okay, we're going to do a sound bath and then we're going to chant and then we're going to yell. And I was like, I'm leaving. I don't want to chant. I didn't sign up for chanting. Didn't sign up for yelling. Chris gets me in the stupidest situations. Like, I'll block that guy. And then, but then I didn't want to stand up and leave because everyone would have stared at me.
Was that what you yelled
No.
in the yelling portion?
No. I was like, I am not yelling. That's weird. So then we started, and like so you get your yoga mat out and you lay down on your yoga mat, and then you have like a pillow and a blanket. But I was only had my pillow at first because I didn't want my blanket, and then later I got my blanket. And
Was it cold?
yeah. But if you have back problems or an office job, like laying on the floor is like the best thing you can do for your life. Like, holy shit, it's so good for you.
I do it every day.
So that alone was like worth it. Just like laying on the ground on your back. So I can never find the time. And then the sound bath was really nice, but I was kind of like dreading the yelling and chanting. And then
So what was the sound bath?
so she started with a drum, and that was really cool because you can like feel the vibration. And then she dropped a crystal bowl.
What kind? What kind of drum?
I don't know, because you're laying on your back with your eyes closed.
Oh,
So I didn't.
Can you mimic the sound?
It was just like a drum. You gotta go sound bath if you want to know what kind of drum. I don't know.
Was it like a boom?
It was like a special drum. It was a sound bath drum. You gotta go to the sound bath if you want to hear it.
I see.
And then she dropped a crystal bowl, and then I
Was
like,
it a selenite bowl?
no, that's not. That's different crystal.
Call back to her.
I guess that is crystal.
Sydney gets hooked on crystal episode.
I was trying to school you, but I guess you're right. It is crystal. But this is like that clear, maybe like Swarovski crystal.
Oh, wow.
I don't know. It's like clear crystal.
Oh,
though.
okay.
You know what I mean?
Could have just been a glass mixing bowl.
No, because crystal is what makes that sound. On the have you never like crystal wine glasses and stuff? You never seen where they do the?
Oh yeah.
Haven't you ever seen Miss Congeniality?
No.
You uncultured swine. You need real crystal to do it. I'm pretty sure. So I peeked because I was like, "What's going on? Is that like part of it? Is this part of it?" But then yeah, she did music with crystal bowls, and
So how did they make music with a bowl?
she just does magic. You gotta go if you want to hear it. Do you not know like how you get the crystal bowl and you like make the sound?
I'm sound filthy. I've never sound bathed before.
It's like a Tibetan. It's like a Tibetan singing bowl, but with crystal. I feel like you gotta Google it if you can't picture it. But this is like a thing.
I'll see if I can insert the sound here.
It's just crystal bowl sounds, man. It like you could recognize the sound of it. It doesn't sound like anything else.
Sounds kind of like a didgeridoo.
Oh my God. There was no didgeridoos, unfortunately. And then there was a gong, and the gong was cool.
Like one of those honking big gongs?
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Like, how big?
Like pretty big.
Like the size of a pizza?
Like bigger.
Or was it one of those little desktop gongs that people like on their office desks?
You can get a desktop gong?
Yes, you can.
You totes can.
Are you going to use one at work now?
Desktop gong. Ooh, you can get one for $22 on Amazon. I don't like to support Amazon, but I do buy stuff from Amazon sometimes because.
It's probably from AliExpress, so you can support AliExpress instead.
That's true.
But I have to wait so long. I ordered something from AliExpress one time for work, and it took 100 years. Sorry, AliExpress.
AliExpress,
Anyway.
if you would like us to talk better of you, be sure
Send
to
my stuff
consider
faster.
us. Be sure to consider us for sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you've been bowled over with sound.
Yeah. And then you do the breathing. And I was like, it's going to be so easy. Like pranayama breathing is like a 1, 2, 3, 4.
I breathe every day.
This is different breathing. You're not good at this kind of breathing because you never practiced it.
Is it breathing from both ends?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like deep, like diaphragm, like belly breathing, but you count really slow. But then this lady just starts going, okay, time to breathe. And then she goes in, 2, out, 2, like fast. And I was like, what the fuck did I get myself into? What is this?
Like
Hyperventilating, ridiculous. So then I'm like doing it. And then I got like, because you're doing this for like 10 minutes. So I got like really lightheaded.
Yep.
So safety tip, if you try this at home, like lay down. Because it's wild.
Lay down on your yoga mat with a pillow. Maybe a blankie.
Yeah, not on a table because you'll fall. Like, it feels so weird. If you've ever just sat and, like, hyperventilated for 10 minutes, it's really weird. Do it now. But you have to, like, deep diaphragm breathe. That's shallow breathing. You're doing it wrong because you have to diaphragm breathe.
No, I think I did it just right. I feel a lot better.
No, that was not the correct way to do it. So I was not expecting that at all. And then after that, we did the chanting. And then I was like, fine, I'll do the chanting. But only if everyone else does the chanting first. But then everyone else did the chanting, so then I did the chanting.
What did you chant?
Like AOM for like chakras. Something about chakras. Maybe like something about root chakras and heart chakras and maybe like a brain chakra.
The brain chakra is connected to the
But you just go like
heart
AOM,
chakra.
but you do it longer.
AOM.
But you don't go like M, you go like just the M.
AOM.
You don't say M, you just go like M. You hold the A longer. You're doing it wrong.
Please demonstrate.
No. So then we did the chanting, and then I think we did the breathing again, and then I think the next cycle we did the yelling too, and I didn't want to do the yelling, so I just did little yells at first, but then I did some bigger yells.
Oh!
And it's like very cathartic.
I'm only doing it because you won't.
Yeah, I'm not going to. If you wanna, you gotta go to Sound Bath if you want to hear the yelling.
If you want to hear Sydney yell, find her on the street
Find me another Sound Bath event.
and jump on her shoulders
No,
from behind.
that would be a scream. That wouldn't be a yell.
No.
They're like different.
What's the difference?
Screaming is more shrill.
You should demonstrate.
Nope. Join our Patreon if you want to hear my screams. That's all I got to say.
So, Sydney, what you were describing with the breathing, it's called holotropic breathing.
It's fucking wild.
It was introduced...
Is it bad for me?
Well, I wouldn't say it's bad for you, but it was developed because it creates like a psychedelic-like state without the use of psychedelic drugs.
Yep.
Getting high for free.
That's correct. So people believe that it can like help heal past traumas and other sorts of things. But one of the podcasts that I listened to they went and did a holotropic breathing session, and the one guy even had like a bit of a seizure from it. So yeah, it can be quite intense.
I felt great, and I
Well-
did not have a seizure.
Good job.
Did you heal your past traumas?
No, it actually brought up
Not
some
even
traumas
one?
because one of them. So one of the breathing exercises you do is you breathe all the way out and then you hold your breath, and that brought up a very traumatic memory for me. But even with that, like the whole session was still like really good, so I found that pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
But yeah, the yelling was funny because I didn't want to do it, but I also like always tell my friend whenever she asks what I'm doing, I just tell her I'm screaming into the void. So I just like thought it was really funny to be at this event just like screaming into the void with a bunch of strangers. And then yeah, you just like cycle through. So everything's in maybe like a 10-minute or less burst. And you keep cycling through, and you get to like kick your feet and pound the ground and stuff like that during the yelling. And then you could just like go through and through. And then like by the end of it, I was like involuntarily smiling, and I was like, I just felt really good.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
So after you do the kicking and screaming, do you just sort of lie there and enjoy the stillness and the quiet?
Yeah, for like a minute, but then you gotta start breathing again. It was kind of like spin class, but you get to lay down.
You're always going to have to breathe again.
Yep, always gotta breathe again.
And so you did that cycle like 3 times?
Like 4 or 5 times.
Oh, wow.
Like a lot.
And
I
then
mean, it's 90 minutes.
You're smiling by the end.
Yeah. And then there's a sound bath at the end again, too.
So compared to the first sound bath, how much better was the second sound bath after all this yelling and screaming?
They were like the same. I found both sound baths enjoyable.
Yeah. Could you demonstrate what it sounded like?
No.
Okay.
I can't give everything away. You gotta go to one if you want to know.
This isn't an ASMR binaural podcast by any means, so you could just vocalize.
If it was like ASMR, we should be charging way more because people get rich doing that.
Got to get those microphones with the little ear attachments, and you look around.
Oh, and when she did this sound bath, she would have like different things like shaky bell things or whatever, and she would like walk
Jingle bells?
She'd like walk around the room and like jingle them at everyone, which was fun. I liked it.
Did she say why she was jingling the bells at people?
She's just like immersing you in the sound.
Oh, what fun.
Yeah. She's just immersing you. And then at the end, she said she thanked me for coming and she gave me a hug.
Oh,
Oh,
She's a
nice.
nice lady.
Did she pick you up and give you a little twirl?
No, just a normal hug.
I
That's
thought
okay, I guess.
I thought you said when we were discussing it earlier, when you were worried about drowning, that you didn't want to be touched. What changed your mind?
She asked if she could give me a hug, and I said, okay. And I just been hyperventilating for 90 minutes. I was in a good mood.
Fair?
Yeah.
So, pro
Did
tip.
I say I didn't want to be rescued?
Yes.
Oh, it sounds like something I would say. Oh, yeah.
If you're anxious and you don't want to hug people, just hyperventilate for about 90 minutes, and
Yeah.
then you can get through any social situation.
But I think you gotta do the drums and the screaming, too. Yeah, I think it's like a whole, like, holistically, it all works together.
Okay, so go to a concert and do this, and then hang out with people.
Yeah. But I knew that, like, they do sound baths at spas and stuff. So I was like, you little fool. Yes, I'll go to the sound bath.
What do they do at a spa?
They do it at Lush, at the Lush Spa in London.
What do they do at the spa?
They do a sound bath.
Is it the same idea?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A sound
Same
bath
thing.
is just a sound bath. Everywhere. It's
Is
like,
it just the bowl or the drums or the bells?
I don't know, probably
the
all
jingle
of it.
bells? What do they do at Lush?
Not like the Lush stores, but at the Lush Spa,
Hmm.
which is different from the stores. They just do like a sound bath.
Okay.
What do they bathe you with?
We're not even being sponsored.
I'm just
Lush
curious.
Spa sound bath.
So you're saying you haven't done this at Lush?
No, I haven't because the spa's in London.
What did you do?
When have I gone to London?
I don't know. I keep my eye on you all the time.
You've been to Australia. Isn't that close?
It's pretty far. Australia's pretty far from everything. Certainly closer, though. The sound bath treatment. A holistic 60-minute ear candle, face, and scalp massage treatment. Ew, gross. Ear candles?
So
Don't
that's,
do that. Don't let anyone ear candle you.
that's
It's
part of the
dark in
sound
there.
bath?
I guess this sound bath is a part of. The sound bath is like just the tuning fork, gong, thing. So, like, you don't have to do any the other stuff. You could just have a sound bath.
Could you do a sound bath at home?
No, because you need a gong, I think.
Okay.
I think the gong is mandatory.
So if you get that $22 Amazon desktop
Can you do
gong,
a sound bath at home? This is just Sydney looks stuff up on Google now.
You could probably just YouTube it.
I'll also accept your deductive reasoning based on your own experience.
I think that you couldn't because you need a gong. Where am I going to put a gong in my home?
On your desktop. Yeah, there's one for $22.
I don't have a desk in my home. And you need a big gong.
You need a big
This
one?
was a big gong.
Like a manhole cover sized gong?
Bigger. It was so big. So I don't think you can sound bathe in your home. Maybe you can. You probably can. We're going to get comments like, yes, you can.
I was going to say YouTube.
But that's not the same. It's not, you can't just listen to it on the radio. Otherwise, everyone would be having a sound bath all the time. It's a different thing because of the gong.
Okay.
So a recording of a gong, not as good as a real gong.
I feel comfortable saying yes.
Okay.
I'm tempted to pick up my phone and Google it.
Google doesn't have all the answers.
Yes, it does. It's
No,
Google.
it doesn't.
Did you ask any of these questions while you were there?
No.
Did you ask any questions while you were there?
No.
You just silently hugged this person and disappeared into the night.
No, she asked me if she could give me a hug.
Yeah.
So the only thing you said all night was yes, and then the screaming.
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds like you.
And I said that I liked her session thing because she asked me what I thought. And I said I really liked it. And I never done nothing like that. And that I was like, couldn't help myself from smiling. So I said 5 things.
When did you stop smiling?
Probably when I went back outside because it was white out on a hockey night.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Was everyone else smiling?
Yeah.
So some good vibes in that room.
Mm-hmm.
And to do it, was it particularly strenuous? Was it like leaving a yoga session?
It's not easy, but it's not hard, if that makes sense. Like, it's not the most comfortable thing, but it's not, you can do it. I don't know. It's really weird to explain. You just do fast, deep belly breathing for 10 minutes and tell me how you feel.
Okay.
It's an easy thing. It's not, or
Sounds like
sorry,
vocal warm-ups.
it's not like a hard thing, but it's not easy.
It's a hard, easy thing.
Yeah.
Gross.
You're a hard, easy thing.
Gross.
Gross. I heard it. My bad.
Wah,
Wah, wah. I'm getting a gong for this podcast. And I'm just going to smash it every time I'm sick of your tomfoolery.
If you smash out our theme song, I'll use it as our opening music from now on.
I'm going to need a bigger gong. Can I keep it here?
I mean, sure.
But we're totally going to play with it.
No. It's my gong.
And a small bird will peck his face into it
Yep.
several times.
Oh, I don't care if the bird plays with it. So yeah, that was sound bathing. And then I was like, we should record this sooner because that was some pretty wild stuff that I just did. And then I slept pretty good.
Nice.
But I had to get up early.
So do you think this is a thing you'll keep on doing?
Yeah, I would do this like every week if it was like a regular thing. But I didn't see any more events for it.
I think I saw one more event up there.
No, that's a shaman sound bath. Do I look like a shaman?
I mean, you could be for the podcast.
To be fair, half the time when they do a shaman sound bath, it's not a real shaman.
Oh, I thought it was a sound bath for shamans, not by a shaman.
No.
Hilarious.
Yes. For shamans?
I feel like this always happens to us. I thought you had to be a shaman to go to the sound bath.
Would you consider becoming a shaman for the podcast?
No.
No?
Because
Shaman
then don't
Sydney?
you gotta do stuff? Don't you gotta go like heal people and like be nice? Isn't that what shamans do?
I think that's up to you.
Can I be an evil shaman?
Maybe.
Mm.
I don't know what a shaman is, honestly. But it just sounds like work.
It's usually associated with the indigenous people. That's why I said half the time when you're dealing with people that say they're shamans, they're not actually shamans.
Do you have to be indigenous to be a shaman?
I don't...
It probably helps.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think so, but it kind of... I think that skirts the line of, cultural appropriation.
But yeah, I don't want to be a shaman. I just want to lay on the ground.
But you didn't feel like going to this at the beginning, and
I
then you
didn't.
changed your mind.
But that's only this one time. I could hate the next thing.
But we could send you something you think you would like, and then you would end up hating it. I think you need to keep the windows and doors to opportunity wide open.
That's how you get bugs in your house.
I think that's how you get a furry in your house.
Gross.
I think you should do the furry convention.
I don't want to do the furry convention.
Why not?
Why don't you do the furry convention? I'll ask you the questions.
Because you already said you would.
I was drunk, and I
And
planned to be drunk when I did it, and now I can't get drunk.
Sure you can.
So I physically can't.
You just holotropic breathe.
That's not getting drunk, though.
Just keep doing it while you're there the whole time.
No. You have to lay down so you don't, because you get faint.
You could be dressed up as a snake furry, and then you could wiggle around on the floor.
Snakes are by definition not furry.
That's
they
true.
have scales.
I think those people, they call themselves scalies.
Gross. I feel you go to the furry convention. I'll ask you the questions.
Visit our Facebook page if you would like Sydney to go to the furry convention. We've got a lot of likes on the posts we've got up there so far.
I'm not going to the
Make
furry
sure
convention.
to add your your comment, share it with your friends, share it with people who don't even listen to the podcast. And tell
I
them
can't
the
get
comments.
drunk, so I can't go.
You don't need to be drunk to go.
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because it's a furry convention.
But what's wrong with being a furry?
They're not drunk.
They just have like a lot of energy.
Okay.
I don't like people that have lots of energy.
You could be a sloth furry.
So yeah, that was the sound bath.
So do you think you would recommend it to anyone else you know? Friends, family?
Yes. I would recommend it to anybody.
Next time you go, do you think you're going to bring someone with you?
No. I don't like to make plans. I just like see stuff and then I do it. And then other people need like warning to do stuff.
That's
So
true.
Grandpa has a lot of free time. You could do it with Grandpa.
I guess. If Grandpa lays on the floor though, can he get back up?
And had we described this whole event to you before you had decided to go, do you think you would have decided to go in the first place? No.
No, absolutely not.
And so you're understanding how letting opportunity into your life can mean good things for you.
No, this was just like a one-off fluke. I had fun though.
That's good. This is the second event you've done at the Clarity place?
This is the first event.
First event? Okay.
Maybe I did something online for them.
Oh, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be that I've suggested multiple things that are at the Clarity place. And
Yep.
it's the first time we've been able to go do one. That's also possible.
They got a lot of community events going on.
They do.
But they should just do sound baths with Kelly Wolf all the time. And then I would go all the time. And then that could just be every episode of the podcast.
Did it occur to anyone while they were there, a woman with the last name Wolf was asking you all to huff and puff at regular intervals?
I don't know if it occurred to anybody else. It didn't occur to me. I was just like, okay, here we go.
I hope you bring it up next time you're there.
That's right.
I'm not going to because that's silly. You have cheesy jokes. Ridiculous.
I think that brings us to the end of today's very special sound bathing episode. This is one of your three hosts, Chris, signing off.
Cheryl signing off.
And I'm Sydney, I did the thing.
Thanks for listening to this very special episode of I Went Outside Today. If you have comments, compliments, or just suggestions of what Sydney should take part in, send them to us on our I Went Outside Today Facebook page or by email to iwentoutsidetodaypod@gmail.com. Also, if you could give us a positive rating and review wherever you listen to your podcast and share us with your friends, we would really appreciate you helping our small podcast become a little bigger.